What up, Falcons Nation? Rise Up Nation. It's your boy Jazzy Jeff. Real talk, no gimmicks. Bring that real Falcons talk to real Falcons fans. And I appreciate you joining my live stream today. We are going to be breaking down the Atlanta Falcons regular season schedule. But first, I want to thank you to all my subscribers. I just passed 900 plus subscribers. We're going towards 1,000. And this is the people's channel. I'm a man of the people, so I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. First, I want to start off with the Unintentional Grounding family: Lieutenant Dan, Mad Mike Sports, Rise Up Rundown, Real Pat Man on Twitter, every guy who makes this possible, every guy who believes in me. Not only just the Unintentional Grounding family, I want to thank other Falcons content creators, the Jew Talk Sports, Pound for Pound, those guys. Caden, I see you. Game Changer, I see you. And I just appreciate every Falcons content creator because we are a family and the media ain't going to talk about us. The media ain't going to show our team the love. So that's what we here for. We here to educate fans. We here to celebrate our team. And we're here to just represent Falcons Nation. So shout out to everybody who joined this stream. Also want to shout out to SamDog253, the infamous, for last stream. He helped me with breaking down Seattle Seahawks. So I'm not going to get into that game this time, but I just wanted to thank him for joining my stream and can't wait to see y'all week 1. Before I start, though, let's get into the comment section. Ultra Shadow, yo, what up? Sergeant AR10, what up, Jeff? What up, Sarge? Julian Mapp, rise up, bro, what up? Speed Falcons for life. What's up, Jeff? Hey, Caden, what's up, man? I hope you stick around for the stream, though. Hey, yeah. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's the goal. Right now, we had like 920 something. We're going to keep pushing and getting there. So I appreciate every subscriber I ever get. It's nothing but love over here. So without further ado, we're going to skip to week 2 because Seahawks, I already predicted the Falcons are going to win 28-24. It's a home game, so we're going to start off 1-0. Next up is the Dallas Cowboys. Now, as you know, the Cowboys added Andy Dalton. They added Dontari Poe, but he's injured right now, and they're not even sure if he's even going to make it to the regular season. We don't. He's undetermined. They added Gerald McCoy, who I believe is also hurt on the PUP list. They added Clinton Ha Dix, but they lost a few people. One of the people they lost was Byron Jones to free agency. They're one of their best corners. He didn't have a lot of interceptions versus us, but he was a great defender, pass deflector, one of their best defenders. So he's going to be gone. They lost Randall Cobb. They lost Jason Witten. Obviously, their center, Travis Frederick, retired, and he's one of the best centers in the game. So that's a big deal. Their fullback actually opted out of the season, so he's not going to be there anymore. That's another update. And they also lost their safety, Jeff Heath. Now, the Falcons did draft CeeDee Lamb. They drafted the cornerback, Trayvon Diggs, which are going to be big factors in this game. So it's going to be a little different than last time. But they also lost Robert Quinn as well. They also drafted Neville Gallimore, the defensive tackle. Now, he was one of the guys who I really wanted the Falcons to get to pair next to Grady Jarrett. But unfortunately, we decided to let it pass. So he is going to be a problem in the run game. But the difference is that our team also looks a lot different than the last time we saw the Cowboys. So let me get to the last time we saw the Cowboys. It was 2018, and the Cowboys won 22-19. Now, the thing about that game is Dak had 0 touchdown passes. So you ask yourself, how did the Falcons lose that game? If you remember, Zeke Elliott went off on us. He had 23 carries, a $123, a touchdown. He had 7 catches, and he had 79 receiving yards. So now you figure that because the Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb, they got Coop, they got Gallup, that Dak is going to throw all over the field. But in my opinion, this offense still runs through Zeke Elliott. If you notice that when Dak is throwing all over the field and going off for stats, the Cowboys end up losing their games. But when Zeke has a good game, when he rushes over 100 yards, he had some stat that like they're almost undefeated when he goes over 100 yards a game. So if we stop Zeke Elliott, we will win this game. And the fact that we added a couple people on the line, the Marlon Davidsons of the world, the Dante Fowlers of the world, a couple safeties in the back, I think this time we will have a way better chance of stopping the Dallas Cowboys, and we will be healthy. Also, on the offensive side of the ball, they will have to stop Todd Gurley. They will have to stop Hayden Hurst. They will have to stop Julio Jones. They will have to stop Calvin Ridley. They will have to stop Russell Gage. They will have to stop Laquan Treadwell. So, and this offensive line, we got our 2 first-round picks on the offensive line now. Chris Lindstrom's healthy. McGarry's healthy. Matt Ryan's back to being healthy. I got the Falcons winning 34-31, which would put us at 2-0 for the season. Let me go to the comments section real quick to say what's up to my people. Sergeant AR10 says Zeke and Amari are the main weapons. Gallup is a good receiver too. We have to clamp down on these dudes. Oh yeah, I agree. But it starts up front. If we don't get pressure on the big Dallas offensive line, Dak is going to have time to throw. We all know what we did to them when Adrian Claiborne was running roughshod over Dak Prescott. We had like 6 sacks that game. But it all starts up front. If Dak don't have the time, we all know Dak is not that accurate of a passer to get plays off with guys all over his face or guys swarming around him. So I am a little afraid of A.J. Terrell being a rookie. Kendall Sheffield is starting to grow into this defense. Isaiah Oliver is starting to grow into this defense. We added Darqueze Dennard, but I believe that to stop the Cowboys from running those routes on us, Dak wants to hit that deep in. Dak wants to hit that deep drop to Gallup. We have to stop them up front. Because as you all know, the Falcons struggle against big offensive lines. That is our Achilles heel. When teams run right up the middle on us, that's when we get gashed. That's when we lose games. So if we can just stop Zeke Elliott and get them down in distances, get them in a 3rd and long, a 3rd and 10, 2nd and 15, 2nd and 10, then we have a chance to stop their receivers. So I am confident in this game that we are going to win 34-31. Let's go back to the comment section to see who's in the chat room. Who we got? Jerry Danford Falcon. Hopefully Fowler, Grady, Tack, Marlon has Dak running for his life. That's what I want. I want Dak to look like he saw a ghost just like last time. Speech Falcons for life. I think we lose this game. It's really tough to play in Dallas, and they still have a great offense and a solid defense. I think they've lost a lot of people. I don't think they really built their defense as Dallas Cowboy fans wanted to. And we will see. We'll see what the loss of Byron Jones has to do. I'm not afraid of playing in Dallas. It's perfect conditions. It's in a dome. We should not fear that. And let me remind you that Devontae Freeman was hurt that game, and Tevin Coleman and Ito Smith, they rushed for a combined total of 14 carries between the 2 running backs. That's not going to cut it versus the Cowboys. We got to run the football. We cannot be afraid to run the football. So I think Todd Gurley is definitely going to make up for Ito and what Tevin did that game and more. He's a better in pass catching. He's a bigger back. He can block on pass protection for Matt Ryan way better than those backs can. And he's going to make a difference in this game. It's going to be a whole different ball game. I understand they got CeeDee Lamb, but we should not be afraid of that as long as the defensive line can get pressure on Dak. All right, let's go. Julian Mapp, what up? Tough loss. Nicholas Fowler, we got to stop the run. That is the key. Don't let these wide receivers fool you thinking that Dak is just going to air it out on us. No, they're going to run the football. That's what they're going to do. What's up, dude? Winter, what's up, bro? Jerry Fred, with the addition of Donnard, I think we will beat Dallas. I think so, too. Julian Mapp, 30-27, win 2-0. Sergeant, our run defense has been bad for a while. Grady and Tyler Davidson will have to stuff the run. I agree. But remember, Marlon Davidson can also play inside. He can also play outside. He's versatile, so that's going to be another scheme that we can use him in. William Paul, I would creep Neal down in the Cowboys game. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Dak is going to beat us deep with an accurate pass, even if a guy runs by us. Are you going to really bank on Dak having accurate deep throws? Because I'm not. I think if we just pressure him, Speed Falcons for life, 6F, yeah. Steel Wings, what up, baby? My man Jazzy, what up? Steel Wings, my biggest concern versus Dallas is how our defense is going to play against their offense. I'm not as scared as most people. I believe this game is payback, and we have new horses in the stable. It's going to be different. If we had the same exact rosters last time, I would agree with you. I'd still be afraid, but I'm not afraid this time. Let's go down. Hey, down yonder sports Jimmy. Real talk, no gimmicks. Don't you forget. Jazzy Jeff, real talk, no gimmicks. If you're new to my channel, allow me to reintroduce myself. Jazzy Jeff, real talk, no gimmicks. I am Real Falcons Talk for real Falcons fans. I represent the Falcons in an objective perspective. I do not lie to my people. Whether we are bad or we are good, I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to be me 100%. Jarvis Williams, what up, Jazzy? What up, baby? Hey, overtime Nitro. I'm 3 minutes behind. What is actually so sorry? I'm commenting frequently. It's okay. We just on the Cowboys right now. I got them winning. We're gonna be 2-0. Ultra Shadow. Last time we played the Cowboys in Dallas, we were down 21-7. Came back and beat them 39-28. Actually, we played them again in 2018, as I just went over. Hey, Sam Don, the infamous 253. Get Jazzy Jeff up to 1,000. Hey, we try and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Paul Mack, DBN, looking forward to a good show. Hey, it's always a good show. When the stream is jumping, it's always a good show. It's all about you guys. This ain't about me. This is about Falcons Nation getting together, sharing our love for the team, and having fun with it. All right, moving on to the Chicago Bears. I apologize to my entire family that is from Chicago. I'm sorry about this game, but we are going to beat you. I got the Falcons winning 21-17. Why? Well, number one, it's going to be in our stadium. It's going to be at home. We're not going to be outside on real grass. But let's get into what the Bears have and what they lost. In the offseason, the Bears added Ted Ginn Jr., but he's like, 50 years old? Ain't nobody afraid of Ted Ginn Jr. anymore. They also added to Sean Gibson. He's a defensive back. He's a solid defensive back. They took away Robert Quinn in free agency from the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be a problem. They added Jimmy Graham, but we all know Jimmy Graham has been washed up since he left the Saints. He ain't the same Jimmy Graham. They also added Nick Foles, who's supposed to compete for Mitchell Trubisky. And who knows if Mitchell Trubisky even wins this job? What if Nick Foles takes this job? And wouldn't it be sweet payback to beat Nick Foles when he beat us when he was on the Philadelphia Eagles? That game we should have won. So maybe I want Nick Foles to be the quarterback. Kane Bailey, what up? Hello. Hey, what up, Kane Bailey? Right now, we're just breaking down the Bears week 3 game versus the Falcons. They lost, though, their tight end, Trey Burton. They lost Leonard Floyd. They lost Prince of Nakamura. They lost Taylor Gabriel. They drafted that tight end from Notre Dame, Cole Kmet. He is a problem. He's a decent tight end. The Bears are a heavy tight end team. They usually run 3 tight end sets. They love throwing to the tight end. The Bears had a record of throwing to more tight ends than their wide receivers. I believe last year or the year before, mostly because Mitchell Trubisky does not know how to get the football to their wide receivers, and so he has to struggle with that safety blanket. So he's going to be a key in this game to stop. After that, the Bears in the draft, they went defensive heavy. They drafted 2 cornerbacks and an outside linebacker. The problem is the Bears didn't really address their wide receiver losses. They didn't address a lot of their concerns, and I still do not fear Mitchell Trubisky. The best thing about Mitchell Trubisky is actually his underrated running game. Mitchell Trubisky will take off and run on you. That's something the Falcons have to understand, which is why Pound for Pound is in the house. Toby D. Hey, shout out to Toby D. If you don't know who Pound for Pound is, he's one of my inspirations for doing this. Please subscribe to Pound for Pound. They do some of the best work in the house. Every time I listen to Pound for Pound, I learn something. So please subscribe to my man Toby D and Pound for Pound. Nothing but love. But Toby D is right. Big nickel time of Chicago Bears because we have to stop those tight ends. They are going to come out of the backfield. They are going to use a lot of them. So with that being said, the last game versus the Bears, 2017, y'all remember that. It was 23-17 Falcons. when Matt Ryan was struggling in the pocket. He came in, he dropped that deep pass to Austin Hooper, and Austin Hooper stiff-armed the shit out of the entire Bears team for that game, to put us up to eventually win the game. But that was one of the best touchdowns I've ever seen with that stiff arm from Austin Hooper. So shout out to Austin Hooper. Good luck on the Cleveland Browns. Nothing but respect for Austin Hooper. He wanted too much money, and hey, we couldn't afford him, but I wish him nothing but love. So in that last game, though, I believe that one of the reasons I also think that we can beat the Bears is that we never played Mitchell Trubisky. The last time we played the Bears, they had, if you remember, Mike Glennon. So this is going to be new for us. Mike Glennon was a statue back there, and he wasn't that good of a passer. Mitchell Trubisky is not that good of a passer, but he can run. And if you know anything about Falcons football, we struggle with more mobile quarterbacks. So we must remember that Mitchell Trubisky can run the football, but he is more predictable and easier to beat if we get him in long down distances, applying that pressure up front. So I got the Falcons winning 21-17, moving us to 3-0. Before I move on to week 4, let's go to the comments real quick. Fowler will have Trubisky on his back. Jerry Dan Fridge Falcon. Hey, let's hope so. Let's have him running for his life. Speed Falcons for life. The Bears O-line isn't that good. We should be able to get to Trubisky. Yeah, and they didn't even address it in the draft, so they're going to struggle with that. Overtime, Nictro says, I'm not scared of any team we play. Honestly, with our roster, we can beat everyone. If you were to ask me, ask us, the Ravens and Saints are the only team that I have the power offensively to beat the Chiefs. Well, if you know anything about football, you have to respect your opponents. The one moment you disrespect your opponent and you think we're going to walk all over them, that's the game the Falcons usually end up losing. So I respect all my opponents. I want to break them down objectively. Yeah, some teams I feel confident about, but you can never overlook the heart of an opponent. You can never overlook them because that's when you get beat. Ultra Shout 97, Brooks Reed had the game-winning sack. Pound for pound says Chicago will be down, I believe, 2 defensive tackles who opted out for the 2020 season. So there's another update. A couple people, obviously the Falcons have nobody opted now. We have nobody on the COVID list, so we will be at full strength versus this Bears team. Yes, they still have Khalil Mack. That's one person we have to block. But I feel like if we can get the run game going, if you don't know how you stop the Bears, you actually run at Khalil Mack. Because if you run away from him, Khalil Mack is fast enough to come off the edge and chase running backs down. So what teams do, I've noticed on film, is they run at Khalil Mack with the double team and then cut right up the middle, and you can get a lot of yards on the Bears. That middle of their defense is soft. They run a Tampa 2, and if you run at Khalil Mack, you can get productive yard. We cannot be afraid to run the football in this game. All right, let's go back to the comments. Winter says, Jazzy Jeff, real talk. What do you think the score will be when you guys face my team, the Raiders? I'm going to get to that. Just hold on. Enjoy the ride. Stick around. Comment, subscribe, like it, and we'll get there soon. We're only on week 3. Hold on. You can come back if you want to. Grab a drink of water. We'll get there. Hey, Braylon Robinson, I feel like we can start 3-1 or 4-1. Facts. Nicro. Paul Mack, I ain't worried about Trubisky yet. Neither am I. Steel Wings, I believe we can win against the Packers only because the Packers won't have any fans attending. Ezekiel Knights, go Falcons. Hey, thank you for joining my stream. All right. If you're just joining, I have the Falcons right now currently at 3-0. All right, moving on to week 4, the Green Bay Packers. And this game is at Lambeau Field. Now, before I get to my predictions, let's go to what the team added. Now, first, I had in my notes that the Packers added Devin Funchess, but he just recently opted out for the entire 2020 season. So there's another wide receiver that Aaron Rodgers does not have. They added Mercedes Lewis. They added Christian Kirksey, the linebacker, but they lost a few people. They lost their Jimmy Graham, their tight end. They lost Tramon Williams, who's a decent cornerback. They lost Brian Bulaga, one of their best offensive linemen. And You would think the Packers in the draft would help Aaron Rodgers get a wide receiver. You would think the Packers would help Aaron Rodgers get more offensive linemen, but instead they went with the first pick, traded up for quarterback Jordan Love, which is hilarious to me. So, Aaron Rodgers pissed off. He probably wants to leave the team. Who knows how motivated he'll be this season. But the one guy we have to worry about is Andre Dillard. Remember what I said, the Falcons' weakness is decent running backs who run up the middle. They already have Aaron Jones, and they added backup Aaron Dillard, who's a solid running back. And I think this is going to be a more heavy run game. I don't think this is going to be an aired out Aaron Rodgers type game. They will try to, but I think the way their new coach has said what he wants to do in the future is he wants to be a more run heavy team. So look for the Packers to not look like the Packers of old, and look for them to run a lot more than we're accustomed to. Yes, we still have to worry about Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers throwing the football, but the coach has already stated publicly that he wants them to be a more running back oriented team. Now, last game versus the Packers was 2018. The Packers won 34-20. That game was also in Lambeau Field. The Falcons had a fumble loss. Matt Ryan threw a pick six, and Aaron Rodgers had 2 touchdowns that game. Now, if you remember throughout history, if you look at the history of the Green Bay Packers versus the Atlanta Falcons, we always struggle in Green Bay. Anytime the Packers come to Atlanta, we beat the shit out of them. But anytime the Falcons go to Green Bay, we lose. And let me get on my soapbox real quick for the disrespect every time the media gives the Falcons when we play the Packers. Have y'all noticed that right before the game, everybody will pick the Packers over the Falcons? And if we lose, they'll say Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT, Aaron Rodgers is the man, Aaron Rodgers is this, Aaron Rodgers is that. But if the Falcons beat the Packers, they always have excuses for Aaron Rodgers losing games. They say, oh, it's his wide receivers, it's his offensive line, it's just a regular season game, it's an overreaction. But let them win, and they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And that's what I can't stand. Give that same energy you give Matt Ryan. When Matt Ryan throws an interception, we lose a game, it's all about Matt Ryan's fault. It's never a team game anymore. But the moment Aaron Rodgers throws a pick, it's all, they didn't have a run game. They didn't have an offensive line. He didn't have time. They make all the excuses in the world for Aaron Rodgers. That game when Desmond Trufant picked off Aaron Rodgers, they was blaming the wide receiver for running the wrong route. No, Aaron Rodgers just threw a dumbass pass, and Desmond Trufant picked it off. So if you go and give the same energy to my quarterback, give the same energy to Aaron Rodgers when he makes those mistakes. Let me go to the comment section real quick before I get pissed off and just keep ranting and raving about that. Steel Wing says, I forgot about Jordan Love. LOL. Yeah, it's hilarious, right? Blaine Robinson, a receiver for the Packers, opted out. Yeah, I already mentioned that. That was Devin Funchess, the guy who came from the Carolina Panthers. He wasn't that good to begin with, but it is another loss. Paul Max is an empty Lambeau Field. Yeah, it will be empty, but at the same time, we struggle. Let's be honest. The Falcons struggle on real grass. I don't know what it is. Outside in real grass, it's a problem for the Falcons, I've noticed over the years. So we just got to be aware that we cannot take this game lightly. I believe that we can win. This is a game where I wish I'm wrong, but I got the Falcons actually losing this game 28-14, which will bring us to 3-1. Now, don't jump off the cliff yet. You will be pulled back over the cliff in a few moments. Just hang on tight. We're not going to win every game. I am a realistic Falcons fan. I'm not going to come on here and say, 16-0. I don't do that. I'm a real person. So I got this game, us losing 28-14, but it's not the end of the world. We are still 3-1. Let's go to the comments, see if anyone else is new in this comment. What up, Jazzy Jeff? Falcons, Hawks, Braves fan extraordinaire. What up? Thanks for joining my stream. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, share, all that. Paul Mack, that's right. Get on the soapbox real quick. Hey, if I get on my soapbox, this video will be 4 hours long, okay? About the disrespect Matt Ryan takes. So I'm going to try to get over real quick and just keep on going with this video, but if you ever see the media, when they talk about pregame versus postgame, it's like night and day. First, it's like, we ain't got no shot. Then when we win, it's like, oh, it's just a regular season game. It's no big deal. Nothing to worry about. Pound for pound, dude, you got me hype over here. I feel the football in the air. Toby D. Hey, Toby, I feel in my veins. I feel, man, opening game. Todd Gurley, Devontae Freeman, Marlon Davidson, Julio Goat Jones, Calvin Slide Ridley, Hayden Hurst, Matt the MVP, future Hall of Famer. We are coming this year. And I hope everybody downplays us, because we always do better when they downplay us. So I hope, like Shannon Sharp says, keep that same energy. Let's see. Wall Smith, what up, Jazzy Jeff? Hey, Braylon Robinson, exactly. Those announcers try to be doing the same thing to Breeze. Exactly. Paul Mack, what, 28-14? No, we beating the Packers. I hope you're wrong. I hope the Falcons prove me wrong. But like I said, we can't win every game, and I just have the Packers winning this game at home. Let's move on to week 5. Week 5 versus those kitty cat Carolina Panthers. The keep getting pounded by the Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers. Let's go and see who they added. They added, obviously, Teddy Bridgewater is now their starting quarterback. We're no longer going to be able to have fun beating up on Kyle Allen. They added 3 wide receivers, one of them being Robbie Anderson, one of them being Farrell Cooper, and one of them being Seth Roberts. They also added cornerback Eli Apple, but he's nothing to sneeze. He's nothing to worry about. I'm not afraid of no Eli Apple. He also gets hurt a lot. They lost Greg Olsen. They lost Cam Newton. They lost Trey Turner. They lost Dontari Poe. They lost Luke Kuechly. They lost Mario Addison. They lost Bruce Irvin. They lost James Bradbury. They lost Vernon Butler. They lost basically their whole damn defense. Oh my God. How the hell are you going to fill up that amount of losses in one offseason? Anyways, who did they add in the draft? They drafted Derek Brown, who I will give the Panthers credit in this aspect. They had a draft that started how I wanted the Falcons draft to started. I wish we would have drafted Derek Brown. I wish we would have drafted Yatur Gross-Matos. That would have been a great start to our defensive line. But you got to give respect due. I think they had a decent draft for what they were up against, trying to replace all those damn losses they had in the offseason. They also drafted Troy Pride, cornerback from Notre Dame. He's a pretty decent guy, but not the greatest cornerback in the world. Last game versus the Carolina Panthers. Who remembers what year it was? Obviously, it was 2019 because we play them 2 games a year. But the score was 40-20. We beat the dog shit out of them. Now, my question to the Falcons is, are we going to continue this streak of beating the Carolina Panthers? And the answer is, drum roll, please, absolutely yes. The Falcons are going to win 28-17, moving us to 4-1. I still don't see an answer besides Christian McCaffrey. That's all they have. Now, Falcons fans, don't be stupid. If you play fantasy football, draft Christian McCaffrey, because it's going to be nothing but checkdowns, screens, catches, rushes, touchdown, because that's all they have. But it ain't going to win them games. It's just going to win you your fantasy football season. So, hey, I have no problem drafting Chris McCaffrey on my fantasy football team. But am I going to love watching him lose every Sunday? Absolutely. And they ain't going to win this one either. The Falcons are going to win 28-17, moving us to 4-1 on the season. Before I move on, let's go to the comment section real quick. I got Jamar Games. Hello, what up, Jamar? And Nicholas Fowler. Oh, we will F them up. Hey, you can say fuck on my channel. We will fuck them up and win 42-10. They ain't got shit on us, bruh. Julian Mapp. They're playing to draft Trevor Lawrence. You know what? They could be, but at the same time, the New England Patriots are clearly in the race for Trevor Lawrence. If you think that Cam Newton is a long-term answer in New England, don't fool yourself. They will drop Cam Newton in a heartbeat if they can get Trevor Lawrence on their team. Another golden boy for their team for decades to come. Let's see who else we got in this. Paul Mack, keep pounding that pussy. Hey, some of these I can't even say I'm gonna laugh too hard. Overtime, Nitro, bro. I would rather have us lose to those past 3 teams than the Green Bay Packers. I mean, it is what it is. A loss is a loss to me. I care about how we finish on the season. You know, in our 20, you have to remember in our 2016 Super Bowl run, we didn't win all the games. We didn't, we weren't number 1 in the division in the conference. So we don't have to have a perfect records to still make it to the Super Bowl. So who cares if we lost one to the Green Bay Packers? That's one game. Right now, I still got them 4-1. Let's see who else we got in the comments. Pound for pound, Robbie Anderson put it on us when he was with the Jets. He's now a Panther. Speedy receiver too. Yeah, Robbie Anderson is a burner. That is no slouch. But he's not a pristine route runner. Most of his routes are go routes, sluggo routes. So is Teddy Bridgewater equipped to throw those deep, accurate passes? Is he equipped to throw downfield against us? Only time will tell, because number one, when he was on the Saints, he wasn't throwing a ton of deep passes. It was more of a game-managing offense. Yes, Teddy Bridgewater has mobility. He's nothing to sneeze at. He's a decent quarterback, but I don't see Robbie Anderson consistently burning us by Teddy Bridgewater in this game. I really don't, especially if we know how predictable they are. We got to stop Christian McCaffrey first. Don't be fooled. They're not going to turn to some throwing offense. Christian McCaffrey is the bread and butter, the heart and soul of the Carolina Panthers. We stop him. We stop the Carolina Panthers. Edgar Sosa, will we beat the Cowboys week 2? If you missed it, Edgar, yeah, I got us beating the Cowboys in week 2. Right now, we are 4-1. Our only loss is to the Green Bay Packers. Thanks for joining the stream, though. If you're new to the stream, subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. My Twitter handle is down below in the on the ticker box. Jerry Dan Bridge Falcon 4-1, baby, yeah. William Paul, Cam is better than Bridgewater. Cam is better with more spectacular plays, rushing plays, anticipation plays unscripted, but I think Teddy Bridgewater is better at holding onto the football, being more careful with the football, slightly better accuracy throwing the football. So that's one thing we got to watch. Yeah, he's not going to break it loose on us and do a Cam Newton run, but he's a better passer and less turnovers. So we cannot disrespect Teddy Bridgewater and think he's a slouch. But like I said before, we have to stop Christian McCaffrey first. Jack Berry, what's up, Jeff? What's up? So if you're new to the stream, Falcons winning 4-1. Moving on to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the Minnesota Vikings, they added Tajay Sharp. They added defensive tackle Michael Pierce. That's pretty much all they added in the offseason. They lost Stephon Diggs. They lost Laquan Treadwell to us. They lost Xavier Rhodes. They lost Trey Waynes. They lost Andrew Sadejo. They lost Everson Griffin. They did draft Justin Jefferson. They did draft Jeff Gladney, the cornerback out of TCU. He's a solid corner, nothing to sneeze at. And let's be honest, they did lose Xavier Rhodes, but he was getting injured all the time, and he was missing a lot of games, and he wasn't the same cornerback. So I think Jeff Gladney is a good replacement for Xavier Rhodes. Now, if you remember in 2019, last game, the Falcons lost 28-12. And the thing that pissed me off about that game was Kirk Cousins barely had to throw the fucking football that game. Dalvin Cook ran all over us. And Matt Ryan was sacked several times, and he threw 2 interceptions, and we had 0 run game against their defense. Now, the Vikings defense is completely rebuilt. Can Justin Jefferson replace a Stephon Diggs, who barely was utilized in that game, but he still did his damage? And can we stop Dalvin Cook in Minnesota? That is a very loud stadium. That's a hard stadium to win at. I still respect their defense. We still have yet to figure out a healthy Dalvin Cook. Yes, Kirk Cousins we are able to rattle Kirk Cousins, but it's not about Kirk Cousins when you play the Vikings. It's about Dalvin Cook. It's about stopping the run. And for some reason, every time we play them, we have issues blocking their defensive linemen. We have issues protecting Matt Ryan. We have issues winning games on the road in Minnesota. So do not kill me. It's going to be a close game, a tight game, but I got the Falcons losing this game 20-13, moving us to 4-2. Do not jump off the ledge yet. It is a long season. Steel Wings, they do still have Adam Thielen, who is a beast. We cannot forget about Adam Thielen. Jack Berry, do you see Baldy's breakdown Lyncham? He's going to improve in the run game so much. Oh, I agree. And having Todd Gurley alone, he's going to improve in this run game. But I feel like we struggle in Minnesota. We still haven't figured out Dalvin Cook, and we haven't figured out how to block Matt Ryan against this team. And I just have us losing a very close game on the road, 20-13. Nothing to hold our heads. It's only 4-2. We still have a winning record, and just relax. I'm going to get to the end. Relax. Don't jump off the edge because we lost 2 games. So with that being said, the Falcons' record right now is 4-2. Let's go to the comment section before I go to the next game. Pound for pound. If anyone in the stream has not subscribed, hit that sub button, like that sub button. Don't forget to hit the bell for my man Jazzy Jeff to get video alerts. Jazzy Jeff is in his element over here. Hey, I learned from the best. Pound for pound, Lieutenant Dan, Sports Live in the ATL. You guys are Yoda. You guys are Mr. Miyagi. I am just Luke Skywalker. I am the student learning to be the master. So without you guys, I wouldn't do that. So shout out to everybody. Like I said before, Mad Mike Sports, Lieutenant Dan, everybody who came before me and everybody who comes after me. Please support all your Falcons content creators, because without them, I wouldn't be here. So always remember that, and always subscribe to all Falcons content creators, the ones who are putting out that good content, especially my guys in unintentional grounding field. Next game versus the Detroit Lions in Atlanta. Now, this game is going to be fun because they have Desmond Trufant. Y'all know Desmond Trufant. Y'all know Desmond Trufant. You know, when he's good, I'm rooting for Desmond Trufant. But when he's bad, I call Desmond Trufant burnt chicken, because he will play games where some games it looks like he's a lockdown corner, and some games he is getting burnt by some of the biggest backup wide receivers, guys who shouldn't even have a chance against him. And so I'm glad we moved on from Desmond Trufant. I'm glad we moved on from Robert Alford. Those contracts were getting too big, and it wasn't living up to the production they were having on our team. So it's going to be a pleasure to see whoever they line up. I hope they put Julio Jones on Desmond Trufant so Trufant can see what it's really like to go up against Julio Jones in game time. Now, they added Trufant. They added Jamie Collins from the New England Patriots. They added Geronimo Allison, but Geronimo Allison also opted out on the 2020 season, so he won't even be there to help them. They added Duron Harmon also from the Patriots. He's a decent cornerback. They lost offensive tackle Rick Wagner. They lost Graham Glasgow, offensive lineman. They lost Darius Big Play Slay to the Eagles. So they lost 2 of their best starting offensive linemen. That's going to hurt them in this game and on their season. They did draft Jeff Okudah, cornerback, Ohio State. And I know a lot of us were thinking that we were going to draft Jeff Okudah, but I don't think Dan Quinn was going to reach that high for him. We had to give up a lot to get Jeff Okudah. And I don't think the Lions or the Redskins at the time were going to give up any of those player picks. So it's okay. They're going to have Trufant. They're going to have Okudah, but I don't think that's enough that's going to mask all the deficiencies they have on that team. They also drafted DeAndre Swift, so they finally looks like they got a decent running back. The Lions ain't had a good running back since Barry Sanders. Let's be honest. Abdullah didn't work out. Joik Bell didn't work out. Reggie Bush for a little while didn't work out. The Lions' main problem is still they never have a good offensive line. They never have a good running game. And it gets Matt Stafford sacked all the time and injured. So DeAndre Swift is going to cure a lot of ills, but that team lost a lot on the offensive line. So I think the Falcons were definitely still going to take advantage of the Detroit Lions. Last game versus them was 2017, and we won 30-26. If you guys remember, the Falcons won that controversial game at the end where we stopped them right at the line short, and the Lions challenged it, and we won the challenge, and we won in overtime. And Lions went on there and cried. Right after that game, I went on to Lions content creators just to see their reaction, and they were just saying the game is rigged. The Falcons suck. They should have won that game. They were crying so bad that game, and it was just a fun, wild game. I can't believe we won that game. I lost my voice screaming in that game. It was just a great game. But my question to Falcons Nation is, can DeAndre Swift make up for the rest of the Lions' deficiencies? Can Marlon Davidson help against the run? Should we be afraid of Jeff Okudah and Desmond Trufant? I'm going to go to the comment section while you guys think about those questions. Steel Wings, I like Terrell more than Okudah. I don't know about that. We got to give respect to do. Okudah is a beast. Jerry Dan Fridge Falcon. Julio, Ridley, Gage, Treadwell could eat off True this game. Oh, yeah. I think True's in trouble this game. And there's going to be that added pressure to play against your own team, your old team, and do well. I don't think Trufant is going to live up to that. Jack Berry, remember when he got burned versus Nelson Aguilar? Yeah. Trufant got burnt by Nelson Mr. Drops Aguilar. If Nelson Aguilar was able to catch, we would have lost that game versus the Eagles. Julian Mapp, 33-20, W 4-3. Pound for pound, what up, Julian Mapp? Jerry Dan Falcons, we got the W against Detroit. Paul Mack, yeah, he burnt chicken. Rise Up ATL, what up? Thanks for joining the stream. We win big. Let's go down. Matthew Stafford is underrated, top 10 quarterback, no question. Actually, in my opinion, and people might hate me for this, besides Matthew Stafford's arm strength, what has he done in this league? And don't give me this excuse of he had no defense. There's been a lot of years Matt Ryan had no defense, and he still was putting up numbers and doing better than Matthew Stafford. So I feel like Matthew Stafford over the years has gotten a lot of slack because of the team he plays on, but at the same time, I feel like he's gotten a lot of excuses just because of his arm talent. And his resume stacks up nowhere near Matt Ryan's resume. It's not even close. Daniel Bell, what's good, Jazzy Jeff? Real talk from Connecticut. What up, Daniel Bell? Thank you for joining my stream. I appreciate it. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel. I appreciate all the support. Overtime Nitro, I'm from Connecticut too. What town? Jerry Dan Fridge Falcon. True is in trouble for sure. Oh, yeah. If you a Falcons fan like me, the whole game, we watching for Desmond Trufant to see how he does this game. He's going to get burnt. I just have a feeling he's going to get burnt. Nicholas Fire, I think we win 24-14. Will be a little close. I don't think it's going to be as close as you predict, my man, because I got the Falcons winning 31-21. I think Matt Ryan's going to have a field day this game. If you have Matt Ryan in fantasy football, please start Matt Ryan. If you have Julio Jones in fantasy football, please start Julio Jones. If you have Todd Gurley this game, please start Todd Gurley. I think the Falcons are going to have a great game this game. Easy win. Paul Mack, no gimmicks. That's right. It's no gimmicks. Jack Berry, 33-2. So you're saying they going to get a safety on us? That's what you're saying? They just going to get a safety on us and then do nothing the rest of the game? That would be a funny-ass game if we won 33-2. Anyways, that would put the Falcons at 5-2. Moving on to week 8, the Carolina Panthers. At Carolina, to be exact. Now, when I wrote down the notes for the second game against the Carolina Panthers, obviously history shows that the Falcons sweep the Carolina Panthers. They lost a ton on defense. They added the several wide receivers, as pound for pound pointed out, Robbie Anderson, the burner. But I don't believe that Bridgewater from the pocket is going to consistently sit back there and drop dimes left and right to Robbie Anderson. I still think the bread and butter of the Carolina Panthers is checkdowns and running the football with Christian McCaffrey. Now, the biggest key to this game for me is going to be Grady Jarrett and Marlon Davidson stopping those inside runs, because as fast as Christian McCaffrey is, we have some of the fastest linebackers in the NFL. Deion Jones, one of the fastest side-to-side linebackers in the entire NFL. If they run those stretches on us, we can stop it. If they try to deep pass, I think we have a good enough defense to defend them. It's, can we stop that up the middle inside runs? Can we stop those draws? Can we stop the screen? One of the problems we have against teams like the New Orleans Saints is the ability to stop the screen. The Panthers are, since Christian McCaffrey got added, are a heavy screen team. So our linebackers have to be alert this game. Our defensive tackles have to be alert this game. We have to apply pressure with Dante Fowler. And if they don't, if Fowler and Tack can't get to Bridgewater off the edge, they have to force Bridgewater up inside the pocket, make him uncomfortable, put him in that phone booth, and have Marlon Davidson and Grady Jarrett tee off on them. So with that being said, I'm not going to waste your time. I got the Atlanta Falcons continuing the year-long tradition and sweeping the Carolina Panthers in Carolina by a score of 24-21. I think this one is going to be closer. They're going to be angry from the first loss, so they're going to try to beat us this game. They're really going to try, and they're still going to fail. Falcons win 24-21, moving us to 6-2. I'm going to grab water real quick. I'll be right back. 1 second. 1 second. All right. If you're new to my stream, thank you for joining. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, all that good stuff. And if you're new, we are moving on. The Falcons right now are currently at 6-2. While Smith says the score is not going to be close, anytime we sweep a team, it's usually never both our games are going to be blowouts. I still think it's going to be close. So Jerry Dandridge, Falcons 6-2 sounds realistic around this time. I agree. Julian Matt, Falcons fan since '97, Zone 3, East Point. Hey, ain't Zone 3 Gucci Man zone? Shout out to Gucci Man. Gucci Man is one of my favorite rappers out right now. I do think it's a realistic. Since '97, that's what's up. I think I started being a Falcons fan around like 95, 96. Carolina, Thomas Talented. Carolina not beating nobody one-dimensional with Christian McCaffrey. I agree. Definitely one-dimensional. Nicholas Fowler, never mind. I went 35-10. Jerry Dandridge, Falcons, this trap game at Carolina this game. But I think our roster is ready this time, so W. I think they're going to try to make it a trap game, but I think we're going to overcome the trap game. Steel Wings, Falcons winning against the Panthers 100-0. That, hey, if we play some Madden, I can definitely put up 100 on the Falcons. I mean, on the Panthers. Wallace Smith says they're learning a new offense. That's also a thing. Because of the COVID-19, if you're a team that has a brand new quarterback, brand new system, brand new coaches, you are going to struggle. It takes at least a year to get adapted to a new offensive coordinator, a new coach, a new system. Most people do not just hit the ground running when they join a brand new team. So Bridgewater is going to struggle a little, and it is an added bonus that we still have Dan Quinn. It's an added bonus that we still have Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, that offensive line. Most of the same players, same coaches. So I think we are going to be a well-oiled machine versus a lot of teams that are still going to need time to gel and come together. So huge bonus for us. All right, where was I at? Week 9 versus the Broncos. And this is in Atlanta. And where is my man A Fizzle Productions? I hope he's in this stream because He's a giant Denver Broncos fan. Shout out to A Fizzle Productions. Hold on real quick. Wild Smith, Jeff, was both games close last year? I have to go back and check. I don't remember both games were close, but you have to remember that Kyle Allen was wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac, and he did not know what he was doing that game. So we were just teeing off on him. I think Teddy Bridgewater is a veteran. He knows what he's doing, and I'm not going to say that it's a walk in the park compared to playing Kyle Allen. So that's why we did so well against him last year. Please, if you think that we're just going to dominate the Panthers like last year, please get that out of your head. Kyle Allen is not Teddy Bridgewater. I'm going to give Teddy Bridgewater more respect than that. Bridgewater's a lot better quarterback than Kyle Allen. So we're still going to sweep them, but it's not going to be blowouts every single time. Moving on. The Denver Broncos, they added star cornerback A.J. Boye. They added star Jarrell Casey. They added Graham Glasgow from the Detroit Lions. They added Melvin Gordon, star running back from Los Angeles Chargers. And they added defensive tackle Shelby Harris. They did lose Chris Harris, the cornerback, to the Chargers. They lost Derek Wolfe. They did draft stud wide receiver from Alabama, Jerry Jeudy. They also drafted KJ Hamler, who's another receiver. Last game versus them was 2016, and that was the no-fly zone game when the Denver Broncos were undefeated. They were like 4-0, 4-0. And the Falcons went in there in Denver, and we beat up on the Denver Broncos. Tevin Coleman went off in that game and just shredded the no-fly zone. So the question is, can the Falcons do it this time against Drew Lock? Because back then, they didn't have Drew Lock. I believe they had Brock Osweiler. Don't quote me on that, but this is a different team. This is a loaded team. This Denver Broncos is, they already have Courtland Sutton, who's an absolute monster. So now they have Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, and Melvin Gordon in the backfield. The offensive line is revamped. They still have that defense. And Drew Lock has improved as a quarterback. So with that being said, I got this being my trap game of the year. And I have the Falcons losing to the Denver Broncos in a close one, 24-20. In the comment section below, do you feel like this is a trap game? What do you think? Let me know while I take a sip out of the Falcons chalice. This is my trap game. That team is loaded, and I feel like we're gonna be flying high, thinking that we're just gonna beat them at home. And with that offense that they have, I think they're gonna catch us slipping at home, and we're gonna lose that game. But like I said, it's only gonna move us to 6-3. We still have a winning record. Don't fall off the cliff just yet. Let's go to the comments. Jack Berry, what do you think about Tack this year? I'm gonna say 8+ breakout year. Jack, I think Tack McKinley is definitely going to improve. He's added a bunch of muscle. He said he changed his diet. If you guys don't follow Tack McKinley on Instagram or his social media, Tack McKinley used to eat a lot of junk food. He would always be on there eating, pancakes and candy and sweets. And he would talk about how he doesn't like to work out a lot, just on his arms and stuff. But he admitted that this year he's actually cut down on all that. He's actually worked a lot harder on stamina, conditioning, running, and his arms are a lot bigger now looking, and he fixed a lot of his shoulder problems working with his muscle therapist. So Tack McKinley looks a lot better in shape. He looks way better conditioned. He looks bigger in muscle, and I think his arm is going to be fully healthy. So I think Tack McKinley is definitely going to have a bounce back. Let's see what else. AJ Terrell versus Jerry Jeudy. That's going to be a matchup to watch. Drew Lock can also run, so we cannot forget about that. Drew Lock is potentially a rushing quarterback when he needs to be. Thomas Talented. I'm born and raised in GA, but I'm not going to sit here and lie. I hope you don't. My channel is all about telling the truth and keeping it real. Rise of ATL, Jesse J. I think all of that. Jack Berry. We're bad against the AFC as well. We do struggle against the AFC West, And coming up, we still have a couple other games in the AFC West because, as you remember, this year we play the AFC West. So it's going to be a problem with those games. Wallace Smith, Jeff, you're right. I have this game being a trap game. I think we beat them by a field goal. Well, if we beat them by a field goal, then it's not a trap game. Trap game means we lose this game. So I got us losing a close one, 24-20. Moving on. Week 10 is a bye week, so we kick back, rest, get our minds right from that loss, lick our wounds, and realize why the hell did we just lose to the Denver Broncos and Drew Lock. And you would think that we're going to come back and bounce back on fire, but I actually have us losing in New Orleans week 11, coming out of the bye to the New Orleans Saints in a close game, 31-28. And you're like, oh my God, Jazzy Jeff, how the hell are you going to have us losing to the Aints? We hate the Aints. I get it. But I'm a student of the game, and I'm a student of history, and I'm an objective person. History shows that we always sweep the Saints. So for this first game, I have us losing 31-28. But let's see who they added. Malcolm Jenkins, they added Ty Montgomery, they added Emmanuel Samuels, and they added DJ Swearinger. They lost Von Bell. They lost A.J. Klein. They lost Eli Apple. They lost Ted Ginn. They drafted centers Cesar Ruiz. They drafted linebacker Zach Bond. Zach Bond was another guy which the Falcons got out of Wisconsin. He's a solid linebacker that we could have used. So I'm definitely mad that we couldn't pick up Zach. We had chances to pick up Zach Bond in the draft later in the draft, and we didn't. So that part upset me, but the Saints ended up getting him. And I'm just mad that we lost him to the Saints because he was there for the taking. I believe he was there around round 4. Last game we played them in 2019 was 26-18. The Saints won the second game. If you remember the first game, the Falcons stomped them out 26-9. Drew Brees was sacked 6 times. They didn't score an offensive touchdown in the first game, and the Falcons just destroyed them. The second game, they came back with a vengeance, beat us 26-18. Matt Ryan threw 2 interceptions, and it was just a night and day game from the last game. The question I have the Falcons Nation is, will we continue the history of splitting with the New Orleans Saints, or will this be the year we come back and we finally get a sweep on them, or do you think we will get swept? So stay tuned for my second pick on the second game. But for this game, I have us losing, which would move us to 6-4. The one thing I want to say about this game and the games moving forward versus the Saints is another soapbox real quick. Sorry, I'm going to get on these every once in a while. My soapbox is Taysom fucking Hill. When Taysom Hill is in the game, I want y'all to understand this. Taysom Hill, when he is in the game, he is not looking to throw the fucking football. Taysom Hill is in there for quarterback draws, sweeps, read options, jet sweeps, anything else in the playbook that they have. When Sean Payton wants to unload the playbook and throw out a gadget, that's when Taysom Hill comes in. So it pisses me off at times when we fall for thinking that he's going to throw deep. We back up. We're afraid of him and his passing. No. Taysom Hill is in there to run the football. He's in there to run read option. He's in there to run jet sweeps. He's in there to run quarterback draws. That's it. I'm stacking the box on Taysom Hill when he's in the game. He does not fear me throwing the football. And until he does, the Falcons shouldn't either fear him. Remember, Mohamed Sanu had a better quarterback rating than Taysom Hill throwing the football in completions. Let that sink in. Mohamed Sanu, our former wide receiver, throwing the football, had a better percentage than Taysom Hill. So why in the hell do we and other teams play like we are afraid of Taysom Hill throwing the football? He's a gadget quarterback. He ain't a real quarterback. That's why they didn't give him a big contract. That's why. That's why they went out there and got Jameis Winston for a backup. That's why. Because they didn't trust Taysom Hill to actually be a real quarterback. He's not. He's a gimmick quarterback, and we need to realize that. I'm sick and tired of him running on us. He's just he's fucking Tim Tebow 2.0. That's who he is. And we need to treat him like he is. So Keanu Neal, Ricardo Allen, Deion Jones, I'm looking at you. We got to stop him. Michael Walker, looking at you. We got to stop him. He's just another running back out there. That's all he is. Anyways, let's go to the comment section real quick. Thomas Talented, Saints are loaded. We probably gonna split at best. Overtime Nitro, PPG, points per game. Jerry Dandridge, Falcon. Yeah, Thomas, we splitting. Steel Wings, we fucking suck when Taysom Hill is on the field. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we have trouble stopping the run. Jerry Dandridge, Falcon. Taysom won't escape this time. Walker and Debo will wreck him. I hope so. Steel Wings, Keanu Neal will wreck him. Keanu Neal just needs to worry about staying healthy. As long as he's on the field, I don't worry ever about Keanu Neal's gameplay, except for that one time he missed the interception. But his health is a factor. I'm worried about his health. Ultra Shadow 97 says, I'm also tired of Taysom Hill. Yeah, I am so sick and tired of seeing Taysom Hill running for first downs. It's one of the things that pisses me off the most every time we play the Saints. Rise of ATL, I think we got to stop Taysom to win versus the Saints. It seems like Kamara is not running like he used to. He's not as effective as he was. And obviously, we have to forget that they have Emmanuel Sanders this game now, opposite of Michael Thomas. So that is a deep threat that is going to be utilized. But remember, Drew Brees is old and long in the tooth. Last year, I don't know about y'all, but I saw a decline in Drew Brees' throwing arm and his deep passes. It seemed to me like Drew Brees had to run up, make a running head start just to throw deep passes. It seems like he's losing the power on his deep throws. So still look for the bread and butter is going to be Michael Thomas, Mr. Michael Slant Thomas on the slants. That's what it's going to be. And a lot of smoke and mirrors, gadget plays. And when they get in close, stop Taysom Hill. He's not going to pass. He's running the football. That's all he's going to do. And with that said, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Moving forward, we're losing that game 31-28. Falcons still are 6-4. Now, moving on, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at home. Now, if you guys follow NFL.com or NFL YouTube or TPS YouTube, they have one of the best offense in 2020. They have the Las Vegas Raiders. And guess who they left out of the list? The Atlanta Falcons. They said the Las Vegas Raiders have a better offense than the Atlanta Falcons. Let that sink in for a second. Let me take a drink of water. So, Josh Jacobs, great running back. But Todd Gurley healthy, I would say at least they're about equivalent, or Todd Gurley's slightly better than Josh Jacobs. Quarterback, it's not even close. Derek Carr versus Matt Ryan. Wide receivers, who out there scares you besides Henry Ruggs III? That's about it. Tight ends, who scares you? They do have Waller. He's a decent tight end, but I have faith in Hayden Hurst, and I have faith in who's pulling the trigger behind our team. So, Braylon Robinson, who said this again? It was either TPS or NFL on YouTube. They were doing top offenses for 2020, and they left our team out, and they put on the Raiders. And when they went over our wins and losses, they had us losing to the Las Vegas Raiders because they said Derek Carr and that offense are going to beat the Atlanta Falcons' rebuilding defense, and they don't have faith in the Falcons, who went 7-9 last year. That's what they said. So the media, once again, disrespecting our team. But let's get into who they added, who they lost. They added Mr. Drops, Nelson Aguilar, so we're going to have to deal with him again. They added Jason Witten, Mr. Old Man, Mr. Always Open, but I don't think he's going to be open anymore. He's so old, broken down. If you saw him when he came back and rejoined the Cowboys, was the Cowboys? Yeah, when he rejoined the Cowboys, every time he caught a pass, he fell down like 2 yards after that. He's old and broken down, nothing to be afraid of anymore. They added Marcus Mariota, and my question to Falcons Nation is, are we even sure that Derek Carr is going to be the starting quarterback by week 12 when we play the Raiders? I honestly think that there's a great chance Marcus Mariota might be the starting quarterback of the Oakland Raiders by week 12. What do you think in the comment section below? Tell me. You think Derek Carr is going to hold his job by week 12? Is there a chance Marcus Mariota might be the starting quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Falcons in week 12? It's not out the realm of possibility. I mean, Marcus Mariota has had a decent career compared to Derek Carr. They also added Malik Collins, and they added Jeff Heath, the safety from the Dallas Cowboys. They did lose Mr. Dirty player Vontaze Burfict. They lost Tahir Whitehead, decent player, and they lost Carl Joseph. In the draft, they drafted Henry Ruggs, and they drafted Damon Arnett, the other cornerback from Ohio State. He played opposite Jeff Okudah. But I don't think they did that much decent draft. The Oakland Raiders always fall in love for drafting wide receivers, fast wide receivers. You guys remember when they had a whole bunch of great players in the draft, and they ended up drafting Darius Haywood-Bay because he had one of the fastest 40 in the draft? This is what the Oakland Raiders do. This is who they are. And I'm sorry if I keep calling them Oakland Raiders because I just can't say Las Vegas Raiders. I'm just going to fuck it. We're going to call them the Oakland Raiders in this stream because that's who they are to me. And until they earn my respect, they are the Oakland Raiders. So yeah, they fall in love with fast wide receivers who usually don't pan out to do anything. So I am not afraid of the Oakland Raiders. Last game we played against them, the Falcons won 35-28. Julio Jones and Matt Ryan went off. The Raiders lost Cooper and have Henry Ruggs now. So I asked you, with this revamped defense and Josh Jacobs running the football, who is the main threat, do you think, on the Oakland Raiders? Do you think it's going to be Josh Jacobs, or do you think it's going to be a new system throwing the football with Henry Ruggs? I think it's still going to be through Josh Jacobs. He's a Pro Bowl running quarterback. Running back. And he is something that we have to fear. So I think as long as we stop Josh Jacobs, we will be perfectly fine in this game. And it's at home this time. It's not on that stupid baseball diamond that they played for so long. So it's going to be a clean, perfect conditions. And I got the Falcons winning this one 28-13, not even close, putting us to 7-4 on the season. Let's go to the comments section, and I'm going to read the comments while I take a sip of water. Rise Up ATL says pretty likely that Marcus Mariota will be the quarterback. Jerry Danders Falcon. I think Fowler, Grady and Tack, Marlon will go off against Las Vegas. Overtime Nitro. Does Jazzy have us splitting with the Saints? I haven't got to the Saints' second game yet. Just hold on tight. And thank you, everybody, for being in the stream right now. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Please help the channel grow. Our goal is 1,000 for right now. We're going to keep pushing. Steel Wings. Yeah, I hate that baseball, football. But yeah, a couple of our players almost got hurt on that field last game. Let's see who else is in the stream. Julian Matt, 2010, win 7-4. Steel Wings. I don't blame them because we've let them down 2 straight years. Braylon Robinson, who said this again? A lot of people in the media. I watch a lot of shows. I watch First Things First in the morning. I watch Undisputed. I watch First Take. I go and I look at TPS top football videos. I look at NFL.com articles. And if you should see I sometimes have to remove myself from watching these shows because I get so angry with all the Atlanta Falcons slander that I just have to take a break sometimes. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, there was 2 people on those shows that said that the Raiders are going to beat us, which is a joke. Anyways, moving on to, I believe, week 13. And we play those dirty ass Saints again. Now, as someone pointed out in the comment section, that history shows we split with Saints all the time. And we have to admit that Emmanuel Sanders is a good wide receiver. That is, if he stays healthy. Emmanuel Sanders has a history of getting injured all the time. So, I asked you, with that being said, which I think this game is dependent on which Atlanta Falcons team is going to show up. Because it always seems like one game we beat the brakes off the Saints and we just destroy them. And then another game, it seems like we forget how to play them and we let the Saints dictate the game and we end up losing. So which Falcons team is going to show up versus the New Orleans Saints? Which team? And will Breeze stay healthy this year? Because remember last year, Breeze got injured and he missed all those games, and that gave Teddy Bridgewater the momentum he had to get a second gig. Well, this year, he doesn't have the safety blanket of Bridgewater. He has Jameis Winston back there. And we all know if Drew Brees gets hurt and Jameis Winston comes in the game, we're going to go ham on Jameis Winston. But with that being said, I'm going to treat this game like Drew Brees is going to play. And I have the Falcons splitting to keep the tradition alive. We're going to win, and we're going to move up to 8-4. I believe this will be the final year for Drew Brees. I believe even if the Saints make the playoffs, they are going to choke in the playoffs like they always do. I don't have the Saints going anywhere in the playoffs. So this will be Drew Brees' final year. He will retire, and we will split with the Saints 8-4. And from then on, good luck to the Saints because I don't think they're going to win against us ever again. So next year is the start of the Falcons sweeping the Saints continuously. That's my opinion. Let's go to the comment section. Jack Berry, Drew Brees will slow down later in the year because of his age. Rise of ATL, sure, we will beat them in ATL. Thomas Townsend says, facts, Jack Berry. Julian Mapp, 25-19 overtime, 8-4. I hope we don't take it to overtime. I got us winning in regulation time. Jerry Dandridge, Falcon. Yeah, that baseball field was historic. Yeah. Steel Wings. I hated that football field. Yeah, so did I. Thomas Talented. Carr is not that bad. I don't know why people don't like him. Raiders always suck. When Raiders had them talent there, Carr was on MVP pace. Carr has lost his number one wide receivers in O-line. Thomas, I agree with that. I thought the Raiders were so dumb that year when they had the game in the bag and Derek Carr was doing so well and they decided to play him the whole game and he ends up getting injured. Like, they should have pulled him that game. And he would have never lost all his MVP momentum that year. So I think Derek Carr is a decent quarterback. I'm not going to disrespect him. I'll put Derek Carr in a more Dak Prescott category, but I don't think Derek Carr is not relied upon in that offense. I think Josh Jacobs is the bread and butter of the Oakland Raiders. But moving on from that, Falcons win this game, split with the Saints, 8-4. And next we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. Now, I know this is the game that everybody loves to talk about. Tom Brady coming into town. Brand new offense. Gronk coming into town. And what are the Falcons going to do? Yes, we have a history of sweeping the Bucs, but this is a new Bucs team. If you want to be objective, we can't disrespect the Bucs and say that, oh, we're just going to run roughshod over them. But that at the same time, I don't think Tom Brady is just going to just light it up like he has in years past. It takes time to develop chemistry, camaraderie with your new team, coaching, learning the playbook. And for Tom Brady to pick that up at 42 years old during a pandemic, no preseason games to practice, for him to say he's going to hit the ground running, he's not. So with that being said, I think the Buccaneers are going to struggle out the gate in this regular season. I think they're going to drop a few of the games coming out the regular season. But by the time they play the Atlanta Falcons, I think Tom Brady will have a grasp on the system. I think Tom Brady will be a little better by the time he plays us. I think the Buccaneers will be rusty the first half of the season, but by the time they reach us, I think Tom Brady will be back to being a better quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to be Tom Brady with Randy Moss. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is he's not going to be, a shit sandwich. The problem I have with people hyping up the Buccaneers is that football is a team game, and it's not like the NBA where you can just take a bunch of superstar NBA players, put them on a team, and then you have the Golden State Warriors. Football doesn't work like that. If you guys remember, oh, I'm sorry. I'm on week 15. You're right. Let me go back. I'm sorry. My fault, guys. Right or wrong. We're on the Chargers week 14. So let me go back. I apologize to everybody in the stream. Ultra Shadow, thank you for pointing that out. Sorry. As you know, doing it live, you make mistakes, and mistakes happen. I apologize. Week 14 at the Chargers, they added Brian Bulaga. They added Chris Harris. They added Trey Turner. They added Linval Joseph. They lost Phillip Rivers. They lost Melvin Gordon. They lost Russell Okung. They lost their fullback Derek Watt. They did draft quarterback Justin Herbert. They drafted linebacker Kenneth Murray, and they drafted running back Josh Kelly out of UCLA. Now, when I saw the breakdown of so-called experts on NFL, they had us losing to the Chargers in Los Angeles, which I think is absurd, because you mean to tell me Justin Herbert is going to beat the Falcons? No Melvin Gordon. They lost a lot of people. No Russell Okung. And Justin Herbert, to me, I don't see what everyone sees in Justin Herbert. I really don't. I think he's more of a developmental quarterback, and I think he needs more time. And so I don't fear the Los Angeles Chargers. I really don't. One thing I do have to say is we have to look out for that little scat back they have. His mind will lose me right now. If you in the comment section below, that running back who replaced Melvin Gordon, the backup. What was his name again? Please, Falcons Nation, help me out. The Chargers running back. Oh, Eckler. Sorry, Eckler. Austin Eckler. That is the bread and butter of the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's the guy. That's the key that we have to look out for. He lines up in the wide receiver spots. He catches out of the backfield. He catches screens, and he's a decent running back. So as long as we stop Austin Eckler, Eckler. Thanks, Jack Barry. As long as we stop Austin Eckler and put Herbert on his back, which I think we can, I don't see us losing this game. I got the Falcons winning 21-10, moving us to 9-4 on the season. The last time we played the Chargers, we won 33-30. We lost 33-30, and Melvin Gordon had 22 carries for 2 touchdowns. But I don't think that's going to happen this game. No Gordon, no Rivers. I see Falcons destroying this rookie and rattling him, and I don't think they're going to be able to beat us. So we do have to realize, though, that the Chargers have a very good secondary, okay? They still have Hayward, and they added Chris Harris, and they still have Derwin James back there. That is an elite secondary. With that being said, we still have to block Joey Bosa. We still have to block Melvin Ingram off the edge. But their linebackers and the space in between can be had. Right up the seam can be had. Hayden Hurst can eat this game. If you run deep in routes with Calvin Ridley, he can eat this game. If you if you take Gurley out the backfield catching passes, he can eat this game. So what I see, I don't see a lot of Julio Jones. I think they're going to double team. They're going to roll the safety. So I see a lot of our complementary pieces coming up in this game. So I think Hayden Hurst, Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley out the backfield catching passes, they're going to be the key to this game. And then our defense, can we rattle the rookie, Justin Herbert? Falcons win 21-10. I have no concerns about this game. Even if it's on the road, we move to 9-4. Now, moving on to the game that I thought we were on, I apologize. Versus the Buccaneers, week 15. Now, it's in Atlanta, but remember, we're coming back from a road game that we feel great about, versus the Chargers. So now we're playing the Buccaneers in week 15. And I feel like the first game, Tom Brady and those Buccaneers, they're going to be a well-oiled machine by then, and they're going to be already trying to be in playoff mode. So With that being said, I feel like the Falcons are going to catch their first L versus the Buccaneers, and we're going to lose 28-25. It's still going to be a close game, lose by a field goal, which would put us at 9-5. Don't worry, hold on tight. 9-5 is still a good record, as you can see. So, moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. And by this time, it's going to be cold. It's going to be snowing. And it's going to be versus the defending Super Bowl champions. Now, if you know anything about the Chiefs offseason, they haven't lost one person. Sorry, they lost one person all offseason from last year. They retained almost every single one of their guys from last year. They added Taco Charlton. They did lose Spencer Ware. They did lose LaShawn McCoy. And technically they have Damian Williams, but he opted out for the 2020 season, so they will not have Damian Williams. But they did draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This is going to be a heavy Clyde Edwards-Helaire game. And if you remember our last game versus them in 2016, the Falcons lost 29-28. Now, what scares me about the Chiefs is the last time we played them and we lost, we didn't lose to Patrick Mahomes. We lost to Alex Smith. And if you remember that game, Travis Kelce tore us a new asshole. He went off on us. 8 catches for $140. The question is, can we stop Tyreek Hill? Can we stop Travis Kelce? Can we stop Sammy Watkins? Can we stop Patrick Mahomes? And this is going to be a very hard game in Kansas City on the road versus that squad, Super Bowl champions. And I think the key is forcing Patrick Mahomes to make tight throws against man coverage. If you watch Patrick Mahomes versus the zone, he destroys it. And Tyreek Hill himself in interviews said that he loves when teams play zone coverage against the Kansas City Chiefs because he is fast enough to run through those zones. But if you put man coverage on the Chiefs and force Patrick Mahomes to hold on to the ball a little longer and make tighter throws in tighter windows, that seems to be the times when he seems to struggle a little bit. And, you know, I use the term struggle lightly because Patrick Mahomes is a monster. Let's not kid ourselves. Patrick Mahomes is a monster. But I think the Falcons could have a chance in this game. We struggle in the grass, we struggle on the road, and we struggle in cold weather on the road. So it's going to be a tough, tough game. And if we're just being fully objective with ourselves, I don't see us beating the Chiefs in Kansas City. I just don't. If we are wrong, I will be so happy. I don't want Falcons Nation to think that because I say we're going to lose this game, that means I want the Falcons to win this game. No, I want the Falcons to win every game. I hope the Falcons shut me up every single game. But I just don't see it this game. So I got the Chiefs beating the Falcons in a tough loss, 31-17. We are going to lose, moving us to 9-6 on the season. Let's go to the comment section real quick. Thomas Talented. Neil can't guard Kelce, brother. Jack Barry, he can never cover people well. Keanu Neal can cover a lot of ground. He can hit a lot of people. Coverage, he's not the best, but he's not for that. Keanu Neal is the enforcer. He's there to intimidate. He's there to knock people silly. So I understand what you're saying. It's going to be up to our weak side linebackers. It's going to be up to Michael Walker. That's him trying to replace a Devondre Campbell who guarded all the tight ends. Michael Walker is going to be asked to guard a lot of tight ends in our defense. Deion Jones is going to be out there. Our linebackers must stop the tight ends of Kansas City. So that is going to be the key. Let's go to the comment section up here. Jack Barry, if Neal is healthy, I feel confident of stopping Kelce. History shows that we struggle guarding them. I hope so. I hope I hope the people we have are an upgrade from, Robert Alfords of the world, Desmond Trufant, and Devondre Campbell, but we'll see. Steel Wings, Falcons signed J.J. Wilcox, by the way, absolutely. That's another, I think, another good addition to our team, another depth addition. But remember, J.J. Wilcox did tear his ACL last time, so he's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy. A lot of these guys got to stay healthy. A lot of the signings we have, the Darquez Denard, J.J. Wilcox, they have trouble staying healthy. So it's great that these are great signings for our depth. Ricardo Allen, Keanu Neal. Our whole safety group has injury problems. Let's be honest. Every safety we have on our team has injury problems. Whether it's Ricardo Allen, Keanu Neal, Darquez Denard, J.J. Wilcox, they have injury problems. So we have to stay healthy this season. We have to. It's one of my main keys to us getting anywhere. So please, let's stay healthy. Let's be objective, though. Let's give Kansas City their due. They are a juggernaut team. And if we ever get to the Super Bowl this year, it's most likely we're going to see Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Let's be honest. So I got us losing that game 9-6. We are now, we're going to be 9-6, and we lost 31-17. Julian Mapp, trap game for the Chiefs, 40-37, win 10-5. I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right. Caden Alvis, Patrick Mahomes is a beast. He's a beast. Ain't no denying that. Thomas talented. Tampa Bay rush is nasty. Pierre Paul had 8 sacks. We didn't even play half the year. Tampa Bay is my pick for the Super Bowl. Brady's going to hit his stride by the end of the year and show out with those weapons. I don't see it happening. Hey, you could be right, Thomas talented, and I'm going to respect your opinion, but I don't see that happening. You have to remember that football is a chemistry game, and it's all about scheme and fit. And in Bruce Arians' entire career, Bruce Arians built his teams on vertical, deep route passes, and all his quarterbacks had high sack totals. When he was on the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger got sacked a lot. When he was on the Cardinals, his quarterback got sacked a lot. And recently, his quarterback got sacked a lot. All his routes, and when he's on the Buccaneers, Jameis Winston got sacked a lot. All his routes, you had to hold on to the football longer. You need better blocking, and you throw deep vertical routes. Tom Brady, his whole career, is the West Coast offense, timing routes, 2-step drops, get the ball out quick, check downs. Julian Edelman will run a little in and out, an out and in, and he'll sit in the zone, and by the time he gets to the zone, he'll be hit right in the hands. Tom Brady hasn't gone deep consistently since he had Randy Moss in that Super Bowl season where he lost. That Tom Brady was young. That Tom Brady had arm power. That Tom Brady was better in the pocket, and he didn't flinch as much. This Tom Brady, his arm skills have diminished. He does take a lot more sacks, and he cannot get the ball downfield like he could back in those days. So either they force Tom Brady to drop back, hold the ball, and take sacks and play in Bruce Arians' system, or they cater to Tom Brady, change the system, and make Mike Evans and Godwin run shorter routes. I don't think it's going to fit in a box like everyone expects it to fit. I just don't. Football is not basketball. You don't just take a bunch of superstars, throw them together, and say, go out on the court and get it done. That's not how football works. Y'all remember Philadelphia Eagles? We're talking about the dream team. Y'all remember the Philadelphia Eagles dream team. And someone in the comment section tell me what happened to the Philadelphia Eagles quote-unquote dream team. Remember Vince Young was talking all that trash? What happened? Nothing happened. Those Eagles sucked that year. So I want all those people hyping up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to keep that same energy all season long. Because let's be honest. Let's be perfectly honest. Let's just say Tom Brady throws 30 touchdowns. Let's just give Tom Brady 30 touchdowns for the sake of this argument. Jameis Winston had 30 touchdowns last year, and the Buccaneers didn't do anything. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Jazzy Jeff, Brady is better than Jameis Winston. He doesn't turn the football over as much. But Tom Brady is used to winning low-scoring games where you don't throw a lot. You run the football. You play defense, which means he doesn't have to get those 30-point games. If Tom Brady is going to want to throw 30 touchdown games, he's going to have to take more risk. He's going to have to stay in the pocket longer. He's going to have to throw deeper passes. And he doesn't want to do that at 42 years old. He doesn't. I understand the Buccaneers have wide receivers galore. They had Godwin and they had Mike Evans last year. I understand that. Rob Gronkowski, tight ends galore. Rob Gronkowski. Let's talk about Rob Gronkowski real quick. Thomas Talented. When is the last time Rob Gronkowski played a full season? I'll wait. When's the last time? When's the last time Rob Gronkowski played more than 6 games in a regular season? You can't just dismiss that part. Because everybody who insults our injury history, our injury players, you have to factor that into other people. Rob Gronkowski is injured a lot. When's the last time he played a full season? That dude gets injured all the time. Are we sure? Remember, we don't play the Buccaneers until week 15. Are we sure Gronkowski's gonna be healthy by then? Thomas Talented. They have 3 great tight ends. Okay, who's their other tight end? OJ Howard? Guess what? OJ Howard gets injured all the time as well. His numbers haven't been that great. Why? Because he can't stay on the field. Cameron Brate is a decent tight end. I would take Hayden Hurst over Cameron Brate. I'm sorry. I really would. OJ Howard, he's good. Gets hurt all the time. Gronk gets hurt all the time. The Buccaneers, their run game. Rojo is not scary. I don't scare Rojo. Keyshawn Vaughn, I believe, is their new running back that they got. Can't get off the COVID list. I understand what people are saying about the Buccaneers, and I'm not taking them lightly. That's why I gave them a win. We're not sweeping the Buccaneers. But at the same time, teams are taking us too lightly, number one. Number two, like I said, it's a team sport. You cannot just throw a bunch of superstars together and think it's just going to work. Number three, the Falcons aren't scared of Godwin and Mike Evans. We see them every year. Okay? Like that's not something new to us. It's not like, oh my God, we're afraid because we play in the NFC South, one of the toughest divisions in the NFL. And what about the NFC South is known for all teams? They score points, score points, score points. Tom Brady is not in the AFC East anymore. In the AFC East, Tom Brady won low-scoring games. Tom Brady went against the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, the Miami Dolphins. Tom Brady is in a different beast of a division now. He has to go against the Saints. He has to go against us. He has to go against Carolina Panthers. We all score points, and we're all going to be a more improved team. So to just think that Tom Brady at 42 years old is just going to be just out there slinging it is just a disrespect to all the players who say Father Time is undefeated. Let me say it again. Father Time is undefeated. And Rob Gronkowski can't stay healthy. Their run game hasn't scared me. Hasn't scared me in a long time. Now, I will say this. Falcons Nation, if we're going to beat the Buccaneers, the guy you need to worry about is Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett can wreck an entire game. I was at the game last year for the final game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Shaq Barrett was all over Matt Ryan. We couldn't handle him. We used a chip. We used a running back. Didn't work. Didn't matter. Shaq Barrett wrecked us. So for this game, we're fully healthy. Todd Gurley's a better blocking running back. Our tight ends are better. The key to this game is stopping and blocking Shaq Barrett. That's it. Number two, stopping the Buccaneers' run game. If you put the Buccaneers in a deep down and distance situation, Tom Brady is going to have a hard time dropping back, holding onto the football longer than he wants to, and getting it to those great receivers. So I understand what everyone's saying about the Buccaneers. Let's get into the comment section real quick. Jerry Dandridge Falcon, Tampa don't even got a secondary. They still don't. After their linebackers and their defensive line, who on the Buccaneers secondary scares you? Brent Grimes? We know all about Brent Grimes. He don't scare me. Now, yeah, Barrett, Pierre-Paul, Sue, and those other guys, those are great up front. But if we block up front, we can expose the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Anyone who's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan in here, tell me, who is going to stop Julio Jones? Who? Who is going to stop Calvin Ridley? Who is going to stop Hayden Hurst? Who's going to stop Todd Gurley, either rushing or coming out the backfield? Who's going to stop Russell Gage? I want to know. Matt Ryan has one of the most highest quarterback percentages against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Thomas Talented, I hear you about the Buccaneers, but at the same time, they have to worry about us as well. It's not like they're playing a bunch of cupcakes out there. So I'm just letting you know, Levante David has trouble staying injured. So staying healthy. He does. Let's go to the comment section. Let's scroll up real quick. I'm sorry if I missed people. Thank you for joining my stream. Oh, we got up to 29 viewers. Appreciate you. If you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Let's get to 1,000. That's the goal. Like, share, retweet. I'm on Twitter. My handle is Jazzy Jeff Real T1. Julia Mapp says 30-24 W 11-5. Hey, Sam Dog's back in the house. Sam Dog, the infamous 253. Okay, I'm back. What's good, man? My team just had placed a receiver on the NFL COVID-19 list. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sam Dog. Hey, if you are a fan of me, of other teams, and you are a student of the game, please subscribe to my man, Sam Dog, the infamous 253. He helped me out a lot as well, getting my channel off the ground, supporting me, and it's all love, real, recognized, real. If you're from another team and you show me respect, I will show you your team respect. Jerry Dandridge Falcon says, Julia Mapp facts, rise up. Thomas Talented, Brady is going to elevate people. I like the Falcons around 10-6 to 12-4. Falcons secondary is all rookies and inexperienced. Advantage Tom Brady very much. Ultra Shadow 97, Jazzy Jeff Real Talk. He's 43 now. Happy birthday. His happy birthday was last Monday. Oh, I'm sorry. So he's 43. He's even older than I thought. Let's not forget, Tom Brady just said in a recent interview that the playbook is challenging. Yeah, because you're playing a new playbook. This isn't Josh McDaniels anymore. You're leaving the nest after, 16 years? So to think that you're just going to come into a new situation at 43 years old with no preseason, new playbook, new players, new coaching, new scheme, it is unrealistic to think that you're just going to just take off running. Thomas Talented, I agree. Barron, Pierre, Paul, and Sue, those linebackers, yeah, they're a problem. We got to block them. Jack Berry says they also drafted Tristan Wirfs, who will help the run game. Yeah, he's going to be he's going to be a decent player. He's decent coming out of college. We got to stop him. Rise up ATL, Bucks going 8-8. I'm not going to disrespect the Bucks like that and say they're just going to go 8-8. I see the Bucks more at like a 9-7. Jack Berry, Levante Davis, probably the most underrated player in football. If you're going to say Levante David is the most underrated player in football, I think my answer to that is Deion Jones is the most underrated linebacker in the NFL. Jack Berry says Carlton David. Carlton Davis. Jerry Dandridge Falcon, Julio Ridley and Hurst are going to torch this secondary. I said I have us 10-6, 12-4. Overtime Nitro says, Thomas Talented, you are no longer welcome as a Falcons fan. Why are you trying to press on our team? Hey, if he wants to feel that way, let him feel that way. All I gotta say is keep that same energy. And if you ain't with us, that's your opinion. But don't come talking to me about excuses when your team loses. Worry about your game from week 1 to week 15, because that's what you have to worry about. We don't see you until week 15. So So worry about versus the Saints. Worry about versus the Panthers. Worry about versus those other teams. It ain't gonna be no walk in the park for the Buccaneers and Tampa Bay. So I love that they all get all the love and hype and the credit. That's fine. I'm fine. I love going under the radar because when we underdogs, that's when we excel. So please let them hype them up. I don't care. Hype means nothing. Hype is only good on paper. You have to play the game on the field. I don't care what anybody says. Remember what they said about us in multiple seasons. They doubted us all the time. So please don't worry about the hype. Game is played on the field. I'm not scared. Buck Skull Gang in the house. What's up, Buck Skull Gang? He says Bucks front seven last year, top 10 against the pass. Yes, and if you weren't here, like I said earlier, we got to stop Shaq Barrett. I'm not stupid to that. I was at the game. I was in Tampa. I saw by myself that Shaq Barrett can wreck a football game. It didn't matter what we did. We couldn't stop him. But with that said, we still won the football game. So we didn't even play our best football game, and half our team was injured, and we finished 7-9. You think that same team is going to show up? If you're a Bucs fan in this stream right now, do you really think the same 7-9 Falcons team is going to show up now? With the injured Devontae Freeman, and even when he played, he had no production. We had an injured offensive line. Matt Ryan was injured the whole season. Coaching changes throughout the season was just a debacle. And now you're telling me with a healthy offensive line, healthy Matt Ryan, Todd Gurley instead of an injured Devontae Freeman, Ricardo Allen's back, Keanu Neal's back, drafting Marlon Davidson, drafting A.J. Terrell, getting rid of Robert Alford, who holds all the damn time. You're telling me that team is the same as the 7-9 team we threw out there last year? No, it's not. So when I give respect to the Buccaneers, I expect that same respect back. I really do. Because if you don't respect me back on facts, on objective things, that's when I'm going to dismiss your team. That's when I say fuck the Buccaneers. When I meet real Buccaneers fans like Mr. Bucks Nation, shout out to Mr. Bucks Nation. I respect that guy from here to whatever. I respect Mr. Bucks Nation. He's real. He's objective. He tells the truth about his team. He doesn't sugarcoat nothing, and that's how I am. Another Bucks content creator who I appreciate and I like him, and I've been on his live streams before, is Real Talk Perez. If you ever know Real Talk Perez, he's a Buccaneers content creator. That dude does great work. He has some of the most professional video editing software he uses. He talks real. He's objective, and he also paid me respect, and he told me he appreciates my channel. So shout out to Mr. Bucks Nation and shout out to Real Talk Perez. I give respect where respect is due. But if you just come on here and say 20-3, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, we're going to smash you. I just want you guys to just add perspective to the conversation. I really do. The Buccaneers haven't made the playoffs since, I believe, 2004. The last time that happened, Michael Vick was our quarterback. So before the Bucs get on their hype train, please make the playoffs first. Do that. Beat us first. Do that. And then we'll start talking about how good of a threat you are. You got 15 games until you see us. Remember that. So don't think you're just going to skate through the first 15 because we got the Falcons coming up. No. Respect your opponent. Respect the first 15 games. And then we'll see what happens when we run into us. Hey, Speed Falcons for Life says, I'm back, Jeff. I was eating lunch. Where were we at? Right now, we're at the last game of the season, week 17. We were at the Chiefs game. We were 9-6. But for this game, I got the Falcons winning 10-6. And it's going to be a close one. I got it 24-21. Last minute field goal, which puts the Falcons at 10-6, sending us to the playoffs. Remember this year they added an extra playoff team. So I definitely think that either the Saints or the Buccaneers can get in the playoffs. But I also think this year, 2 teams from the NFC South are getting into the playoffs, and one of those teams I have is the Atlanta Falcons at 10-6. Seed wings, we can get in the wild card. It all depends on where where the other teams fall. I can't predict that because I'm not a mind reader. So if they have bad seasons, if the Saints can finish 9-7, we have a chance to win the season at 10-6, the division at 10-6. But if the Saints also finish at 10-6 and we finish at 10-6, we probably can get in as one of those wild card spots, which I'm not too concerned because a lot of the teams that are going to be projected in the playoffs, the Falcons can beat those teams. Let's see. The Cowboys projected to be in the playoffs, the Falcons can beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. The Seahawks projected to be in the playoffs, the Falcons can beat the Seahawks in the playoffs. We've already done that. The Packers projected in the playoffs, we can beat the Packers in the playoffs. We've already done that. The Buccaneers, if they get in the playoffs, we can beat Tampa Bay. We already know what they're about, and we know them. If the Saints get in the playoffs, same exact thing. It is better to be on, versus a team that you are familiar with. It's more scary when we play these AFC West teams because we don't know what they're about. That makes them a lot harder. When you know your opponent, it makes it a lot easier to know what scheme they're running, what plays they're running, what formations, what tendencies they like to do, how they play, and who to play, and how you match up. So, like I said, Tom Brady with no offseason and being 43 years old, I think he's going to struggle the first several games. But I think Tom Brady is going to bounce back, and they're going to be in the running for the playoffs. So I do not sneeze at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do not sneeze at the New Orleans Saints. But at the same time, I put a lot of respect on what the Falcons are going to do this year. Jack Berry, how will we do in the playoffs? I got to know the matchups. I think further down the road, if we make the playoffs, I don't want to predict out too far. If we make the playoffs at 10-6, which is my record, then I'll make another video and we can do predictions on the playoffs. But for right now, I got the Falcons making the playoffs at 10-6. Let's go to the comment section below. Bucks Gall game. See 3 teams in the NFC South playoffs this year. Think Jeff. There was that one year where the Panthers, the Panthers, Saints, and the Falcons all made the playoffs. It could happen this year. It could happen. Thomas Talented. This is how I know we bias. I said I had us 10-6 to 12-4 like 4 times, and y'all stuck on Tampa Bay rant for 30 minutes. Yikes. This is not a rant. I'm just breaking. This is a breakdown. This is what we're supposed to do. So I'm breaking down what I think is going to happen based on history, trends, what I know about our team, the improvements we made, and what I think is going to happen. If you disagree, hey, that's okay. We can agree to disagree. But if you're going to disrespect my team, come with some objective facts. Don't just hype up your team. Tell me how you're going to deal with our team. That's what I want to know. Don't just talk about your team. Talk about our team. What's going to happen then? Because last time I checked, y'all don't have an answer for Julio Jones. You never did, and you never will. Jerry Dandridge Falcon says, respect to Bucks, NFC South, love. To be honest with you, the most hated team is the New Orleans Saints, in my opinion. I hate the Saints with every fiber of my body. I do not hate the Buccaneers more than I hate the Saints. I do not hate the Panthers more than I hate the Saints. I hate the Saints with everything I got. I really do. So it's not that I don't hate the Buccaneers. They're just in our division. So they're the enemy, which means we got to hate the enemy. And if you're a Buccaneers fan who doesn't show respect, then yeah, I'm a hate on you too. So, I'm a real person. I give respect when respect is due. The Buccaneers fans who I met in Tampa Bay, those were cool fans. When I was in that stadium, they passed out free T-shirts, and I caught a T-shirt in the stadium, and they gave me a free Tampa Bay Buccaneers beads and all that other stuff like that. And being a Falcons fan, I wasn't going to use that. So what did I do? I found a family. They had a family of like 7 kids, and several of the kids. I saw this one little boy. He was a Buccaneers fan, and he was crying because they didn't have enough merchandise to hand out to him because they had such a big family. So I went ahead after the game and I handed the little kid my Buccaneers merchandise that I won in the game, and I gave him my T-shirt that I caught in the game because what am I going to do with it? So who am I to ruin a kid's happiness? And he's at probably his first Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, so I wanted to be respectful. So I handed the kid my Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt that I caught, and I gave him the Buccaneers beads, and I told him good luck on your next year. So I'm not a homer. I'm objective, and I give respect where respect is due. Jack Barry says, Thomas Townsend, you're acting like you're not a Falcons fan, bro. Buck Skull game, hate Saints too, Jazzy. Yeah, man, I just can't stand the Saints. Thomas Townsend, pass rush is the answer to Julio Jones, bro. Well, you had Shaq Barrett last year, didn't stop us. You had Sue last year, didn't stop us. So I just want to know how you're going to stop Julio Jones. I just want to know. Thomas Townsend, do you see my hat in the pick? I like the Falcons. Around 10-6 to 12-4. Rise of ATL, great stream, man. I appreciate it, and I respect everybody who's been in the stream, who's been hanging around with me for an hour and 50 minutes, man. We're killing this shit. Thank you for every Falcons fan who's been in this stream. 27 viewers, appreciate you. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and like and comment and share. My Twitter handle is JazzyJeffRealT1 on Twitter. Let's go to the stream. Y'all crazy as fuck if you think Brady weapon is not a huge problem. I'm from here, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like our old line and our secondary is that all that. So I'm a little confused because the comments are coming in fast. I just want to know, Thomas Townsend, are you a Falcons fan or a Buccaneers fan? I just want to know. Let's just clear this all up right now. I just want to know, are you a Buccaneers fan or a Falcons fan? Thomas Townsend. Blake Wagner, thank you for coming into the stream. I appreciate Blake Wagner. Big supporter of mine. Retweets all my videos on Twitter. Appreciate you. Blake Wagner says you have the double Julio. Yeah. Calvin Ridley 101. Good luck. Hayden Hurst out there. Good luck. Todd Gurley back there. Good luck. Ultra Shadow 97 says Speed Falcons for life. Exactly. They think they're the Patriots 2.0, all because they got Brady. And let's not remember that Tom Brady did not win the Super Bowl when they had Randy Moss. When Tom Brady was breaking records and everyone feared Randy Moss, they still didn't win the Super Bowl. And that Tom Brady was younger, he was stronger, he was in a system for his entire career. So if you think 43-year-old Tom Brady is just going to hop on this team, new system, new coach, new verbiage. For anyone who's played football, verbiage is important. If you just go to a different team, it is really hard to just learn a new system. Caden Alvis says, I'm going to head out. Peace, Jazzy Jeff. Great stream. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining. That's one of the reasons why I respect Matt Ryan so much. Matt Ryan goes through, people never factor this in, that Matt Ryan has offensive coordinators almost all the damn time. Whether it's Shanahan, Cutter, Sark, a whole bunch of people. And it is super hard for a quarterback to learn new play coaches and new play calls, new schemes, etc. So for Matt Ryan to continue to do that and still stay at a high level, that just shows you how great Matt Ryan is. I am not disrespecting Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. You are not going to get any argument out of me when it comes to Tom Brady. He's a great quarterback. But at whatever year, I think he's at year 16, 17, whatever year he's at, to just go into a new team and think you're going to do the same thing you did for your whole career at 43 years old, it hasn't happened in the history of the NFL. Father Time is undefeated. Undefeated. It affects us all. Rob Gronkowski hasn't been healthy in years. Hasn't played a full season in years. So to expect Rob Gronkowski to play this full 16 is absurd. The history shows he's going to get injured at some point. He is. Let's just say it. Buck Skull game. I got 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Got 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, 3 NFC South. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan. I think they're all going to go to the Hall of Fame. I think I think the disrespect from the media, Matt Ryan might have to wait till a second or third year, but I think he's definitely getting in. If you think the media is just going to treat Matt Ryan fair and put him in first ballot, you're sadly mistaken. You don't remember how hateful the media is. So I think the media is going to give Matt Ryan the Terrell Owens treatment, and he's going to have to wait. But I still think at the end of the day, his numbers are going to speak for himself, and he's going to get in. Thomas Townsend says, I'm a Falcons fan. I think we're going to the playoffs, but we disrespecting Brady. Y'all act like Brady didn't score 30 on us to win, and Matt Ryan never scored again. Yeah, it's called defense. It's called the rest of his team. You're forgetting that one of Tom Brady's touchdowns in that Super Bowl, we had three defensive holding calls in a row, which gave them like 90 yards of field play. Do you forget about that? That happened. Do you forget that Devontae Freeman missed his block on Dante Hightower and got Matt Ryan sacked out of field goal range? Did you forget that? Did you forget that if Matt Ryan just kneeled the ball down 3 times, we would have won that game with a field goal? Did you forget that? To suggest that, Tom Brady hung 30 on us. And how did he hang on us? Tom Brady had tons of checkdowns to James White. They ran the football a lot. Don't act like Tom Brady was just slinging all over the field, because he wasn't. He showed up when it mattered. No one's disrespecting Tom Brady. How much nut sucking do I have to do to just say Tom Brady's a great quarterback? I already gave the man his due. I said he's a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. You're not going to get that argument out of me. But we're not talking about a lifetime achievement award. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the 2020 season. That's it. We're not talking about Tom Brady's entire career. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about 43-year-old Tom Brady 2020 season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're not counting all his Super Bowl rings. That's already etched in stone. He already has his 6 rings. He already has all his wins, etc. We're not discounting that. We're talking about 43-year-old 2020 Tom Brady. And on this team, you have to factor everything in this season. And to just dismiss his age, to dismiss his coaching, to dismiss his offensive coordinator, to dismiss new coaching, new scheme, new team, his age, Gronk's health, it is a disrespect to every professional player who's ever played this game, who will tell you age matters, Father Time is undefeated, and Tom Brady is clearly not the same quarterback he was when he had a Randy Moss and etc. So no one is disrespecting Tom Brady. You will never hear me say Tom Brady sucks. You will never hear me say Tom Brady got lucky. You will never hear me say Tom Brady ain't a Hall of Famer. We're just talking about this year, not a lifetime achievement award. Jerry Dandridge, Falcon, Iceman the Legend, baby, facts. DBN. Overtime Nitro. Jazzy, I'm flying out to Tampa from Connecticut for the Week 17 game. Are you going to that game? I tell you what, Jerry, if Florida, I'm not going to get into politics, but if Florida cleans up their act in regards to COVID-19, if there's a vaccine by then, my best friend, he lives in Tampa now. He moved from Chicago. He lives in Tampa now. My best friend lives 5 minutes away from Raymond James Stadium. If there's a vaccine, yeah, I'll probably save my money up and go to Tampa Bay for that game, and I'll be glad to meet any Falcons fans out there. We can meet up, find out where our seats are, and say what's up. Have a drink together. What up? I'm all for meeting Falcons Nation. That's why I started this channel, so I can just hang out with Falcons Nation and talk some Falcons football. So my answer is, if they get a vaccine, I'll definitely think about coming. Man, Freeze block was crucial to our Super Bowl win loss. It is. And if anyone doesn't think that, they don't know football, period. Jake Berry, Jake Matthews Holding, another factor. Let me just say this. Let me just say this, and I'm done talking about Super Bowl and 28-3. Football is a team sport. It is not like basketball. If LeBron James wanted to, he can inbound the ball, tell his team get the hell out of the way, and he could drive down the court and score his own basketball. Football, you need an offensive line. Without that, your quarterback does nothing. Wide receivers, it doesn't matter how good you are, you need a quarterback to throw you the football. Offense, it doesn't matter how good you are, you need a defense to stop somebody, or else nothing's going to happen. So I can't stand when other players like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, Drew Brees, all these other quarterbacks that people name, as top quarterbacks, when they lose games, people love pointing out the defense was bad. They gave it up. Couldn't run the ball. Offensive line, coaching problems. But when the Falcons lose a game, it's Matt Ryan sucks, Matt Ryan's fault, Matt Ryan couldn't get the job done. So if that is your argument for when Falcons lose games, fucking miss me with that argument. Because that is not an objective argument. That is not a subjective argument. Jew Talk Sports in the building. What up, Jew Talk Sports? If you don't know Jew Talk Sports, he's an up-and-coming Falcons content creator. Please, everyone in this stream right now, please subscribe to Jew Talk Sports. He's on the rise. He's been on a lot of Mad Mike streams. He's on the rise. Anyways, Jew Talk Sports, we was talking about how I was on my soapbox about how every time these top quarterbacks, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, anytime they lose games, the media, the fans, everybody else, they say it was the coaching, it was the defense, it was the offensive line, it was the run game, it was the conditions, blah, blah, blah. They always are so quick to have excuses. But pregame, they talk all this trash pregame. But when those quarterbacks lose, they get every excuse in the book. But when the Falcons have games, pregame, the Falcons ain't going to do this, they ain't going to do that, blah, blah, blah. But when the Falcons win, they always have excuses of why we won the game. And when we lose, they always say, Matt Ryan sucks, Matt Ryan's fault. I can't stand that shit. And if anyone has that argument in here, they can miss me with that shit. If you want to argue, actual facts, you want to argue the case of why we lost, I understand we lost 28-3. I understand that we choked that game. I understand that we made a lot of mistakes in that game. And there's a lot of blame to go around. But if you're going to come at me with Matt Ryan lost that game and Matt Ryan sucks, Matt Ryan choked, that is not a factual, objective argument. And last time I checked, women lie, men lie, numbers and facts do not lie. So when I am objective when other quarterbacks and teams lose, I just ask for the same respect back for my team. When Matt Ryan loses a game, it better be his fault. If Matt Ryan throws 2 picks and he struggles and he throws a pick 6, I will be the first one to blame Matt Ryan for that game. I have no problem holding my team accountable because I'm a real person. I don't come on this channel and fake and lie and act like I'm somebody else. I don't come on this channel and say the Falcons are going to go 16-0. I don't do that. I'm a real person. So I'm objective. When it's time to call someone out, whether it's Devontae Freeman running backwards, getting injured all the time, not producing, I'll call it out. Whether it's Matt Ryan throwing 2 picks in a game and he's struggling, I'll call it out. Whether it's our defense not doing anything, I'll call it out. Whether it's Dan Quinn making bonehead coaching decisions, I'll call it out. But when we lose a game and it's not Matt Ryan's fault, nothing more pisses me off when they say Matt Ryan sucks. Because clearly these people are trolls and they don't watch the game. All they do is see the headline, Falcons lost, and then they go on Twitter, they go on Facebook, and they say Matt Ryan sucks. That's what these people do. And they aren't serious people. And last time I checked, I'm a grown ass man. I only want to have serious conversations about football. So to me, 28-3 is a troll conversation. If that's all you have to bring to the table, then you're a troll and you're not a serious person, and I don't have time for you. But if you really want to have an in-depth conversation about why we lost that game or break down your team's losses, let's do that. I have no problem bringing other fans onto my channel, and let's have real conversations. Not immature child conversations. That's troll shit, and I'm not with it. Let's get back to the comments. Jack Barry, we had no luck in that game either then, even when the damn toss in overtime. If we won the toss, it could have been different. There was a lot of reasons why we should have won that game and we lost, but it is what it is. It's a loss. Can't look back. A loss is a loss. Bucks Skull game, Jazzy, about Shady McCoy signing with the Bucks. Shady McCoy is a great back, but he has trouble staying healthy. He always has soft tissue injuries, hamstring pulls. The Kansas City Chiefs, he was fully healthy by the end of the year, and they sat him. They healthy scratched him. So what does that tell you about how unsure they were about Shady McCoy's health? So I don't know how much he's going to contribute. If he's healthy, yeah. But is he going to make it to week 15? I don't know. He's another player that's an injury-prone player. Falcons for life. Matt Ryan is the fourth best quarterback right now. Jerry Dandridge, Falcons fan. Facts, Jeff. Overtime Nitro, 99%. Blake, that game definitely was 60% Kyle Shanahan. Drew Dandridge, Falcon. What up, Drew Talk? Thomas Talented. Jesse Jeff, I already shouted you on Twitter, so don't think I said because Tampa is loaded that I ain't here supporting you in the Falcons. And Thomas, I appreciate your support. Don't get this twisted. I appreciate the support. But I'm just being honest about the things you were saying, and a lot of things you were saying are you have to look at what we have as a team as well. Pantera 1959, appreciate you coming in the live stream. He said, had ATL won that Super Bowl, Matt Ryan would have the best playoff run by a quarterback in NFL history, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, 0 INTs. And that is facts. Big facts. Let's see. Jude Talk Short, we got to link up, bro. Hey, if you come up with a topic and we talked before, I have no problem you coming on my stream, bro. I support all Falcons content creators. Like I said, the Mad Mikes of the world gave me love when no one even gave a damn about me. Pound for Pound gave me love when no one gave a damn about me. Mad Mike Sports, Lieutenant Dan, Pound for Pound, Sports Live in the ATL, Game Changer, CC Rider Tag. They all showed me love when no one gave a damn. Smitty Sports Machine, shout out to Smitty Sports Machine. Oh, he's a workhorse, man. He does videos almost every day. Check him out if you want content every day. Smitty Sports Machine is your man, and he somehow is able to get a lot of former Falcons players, announcers, etc. He gets a lot of special guests on his show. He does a great job. So please sub to those guys that they supported me when no one else supported me. When I had 2 subscribers, no views, Lieutenant Dan wrote me personally. I'm not going to get into the crux of what we said, but he wrote me personally and said, Jeff, I like what you do. I think you can do this. When I didn't have a channel at all, Sports Live in the ATL, also known as Slitta, he said in one of my comments, Jazzy Jeff, I think you should be a content creator because I think you do a good job. And I was like, Slitta, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do this, man. There's a lot of big dogs out there. And he said, don't be afraid of all the other competition you have out there because Falcons Nation is a family. So it's not really competition. So, Dan Quinn talks all the time about iron sharpens iron. So when I eat, you eat. When Juju Talk Sports eats, I eat. When Mad Mike Sports eats, I eat. When Pound for Pound eats, I eat. When Rise Up Rundown eats, I eat. So we are a family. We do not compete against each other. We say, hey, when are you doing a live? I'm doing a live at this time. Okay, I'm going to do a live on this time. Okay, cool. I'll support you. I'll support you during your lives. That's how we do it under our family, unintentional grounding family. That's how we do it because we're a family. If sometimes, behind the scenes, we argue about shit, but all family argues. We still a family. So it's not competition. If you're a new Falcons content creator out there, don't ever look at all these other Falcons content creators who have subs. Don't ever look at them as competition, think that you can't do this. You can do this. Just bring your knowledge to the game, bring your passion to the game, bring your facts to the game, and don't let trolls try to derail you, because there will be trolls in here. There will be people who will tell you suck. There will be people who say cancel your channel. There will be people who will say 28-3. It's about how you react. How do you handle that? So I try to help whoever I can, because people help me get here. So, and I'm going to keep doing that. So shout out, please. And thank you for all the subscribers, 900 plus subscribers. I appreciate you. The goal is 1,000. So please, if you're new to the stream or haven't subbed to my channel, please subscribe. Please like. I appreciate every single subscriber. And one thing, if you don't know about my channel, I will go into every single comment that everyone has ever written me, and I will either like it, thumbs up it, or I will reply to it. Because when I didn't have a channel and I wrote a comment on people's streams, I always felt a sense of pride that they reached out and replied to me when they didn't have to. So I always told myself that when I make a channel, anyone who comments on my channel, I will make sure I will look at every single comment. I will reply to every single comment, because I respect Falcons Nation that much. This is about you guys. This ain't about me. I am a man of the people. Y'all remember The Rock back in the Attitude Era when he was the people's champ? That's who I am. I'm a man of the people, the people's champ. So this ain't about Jazzy Jeff. This is about y'all. So I appreciate you. Let's go to the comments. We're the greatest Falcons content creators. Facts. Overtime Nitro says, do I have an Instagram? I do have an Instagram, but it's completely different. It's more of a personal Instagram. It's more about my life only, and I like to keep my private life that way. So just please keep following me on Twitter and on YouTube, because I feel like without going into details about stuff, I feel like you have to keep your private life separate from your social media life, because a lot of times those lines get blurred and people want to say things or do inappropriate things, and I don't feel like I have to explain myself to my family members, my friends, and other stuff for disrespectful people on my Instagram saying stuff that has no business being said. So I try to keep my private life private as possible, and it's different from my social life. So it's no disrespect to Overtime Nitro. I just choose to not have people on my personal Instagram. Damn, it's getting hot as fucking here. I'm sweating over here. Buck Skull game, Jameis Winston's fault. Blake Wadder, Mad Mike speaks the truth. Yeah, and I always push Mad Mike. I'm always like, why they call you Mad Mike and you ain't mad all the time? I always joke with him. I'm like I like mad Mike. The yelling Mad Mike. That's the best Mad Mike. Jack Berry, Jeff, who are your top 10 QBs right now in your opinion? Top 10 quarterbacks in my opinion? Let's count them on my finger, okay? Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers. It's tough. Because I Russell Wilson. I maybe put Carson Wentz in there. Top 10. I got 8 so far. Maybe Tom Brady, if he has a great year, maybe I'll put him in there. But I'll finish it out probably with I say Kirk Cousins. I'll put Kirk Cousins in my top 10. Juju Talk Sports says, "What's your NFC South predictions, bro?" If you're new to my stream, I just went through the entire season. I got the Falcons finishing 10-6, making the playoffs, either divisional or wild card, depends how the other teams shake out. I feel like another team in the NFC South is going to make the playoffs either at 10-6 or 9-7, and then I think the other two teams are going to bring up the rear. I think the Panthers ain't making the playoffs, and I'm going to say possibly the Buccaneers ain't making the playoffs. So I'm going to say for sure the Saints and the Falcons. But I got to see how the other teams play out. It could be 2 or 3 teams from the South making it to the playoffs. Braylon Robinson says, I was thinking about creating a YouTube Falcons channel just like yours. Well, Braylon, all I got to say is don't try to be someone else. Be yourself. If you don't sound or talk like me, people are going to know right away that's not who you are. Don't think you have to be a character to make a YouTube channel. That's my only advice I'm going to give. Just be yourself, and you'll find out that a lot more people will respect you being real and yourself versus being a character. No matter what you do, there's going to be people out there who say your channel sucks. Nothing you do is good, blah, blah, blah. And there's going to be people in life who say, love your channel, love what you do, keep pushing. So what you do is you keep being you. And at the end of the day, if you keep being you, you're going to be happy with your results. I guarantee it. I promise you that. Just keep being you. And don't let anyone tell you that, you ain't real. So, Braylon Robinson, don't be me. Be yourself. Do you. Create that channel. And we'll support you. All right, it's looking like I'm coming towards the end of my video. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to make more streams coming up. I got a couple other fans from different teams who want to join my streams. Big up Jazzy, John Rivera. Hey, that's my little nephew right there. I appreciate him, man. I love that guy to death. If you guys don't know, I don't mean to get too personal into my personal life, but my older brother, he passed away. I'm not gonna get into all that, but that's his son right there. That's my little nephew, and I love him to death, and I love my big brother to death. So rest in peace to my big bro Ray, and John Rivera. Thanks for coming on, bro. I love you and your family. So, you know how much I loved your dad. That was my brother. Buck Skull Game, Jazzy would like to join your show. Hey man, if you got content, and I respect your content, and we can have an honest discussion, no problem. You can come on my show anytime. NYG31, what up? I see you joining the stream, bro. You came in late. We got a New York Giants fan in the house. That man supported my channel, so I'm gonna support his channel. Catch him out, man. He's also another realistic dude. He reps the Giants, but he keeps it real as well. He talks facts about the Giants, so I respect that. So I'm sub to his channel. Like I said, respect. I give respect where respect is due. So with that being said, I'm sorry guys if you joined late. I'm gonna try to end the stream right here. I apologize. It's getting over 2 hours. But if you came in late, the Falcons are going 10-6 in my prediction. Watch the stream back if you want to replay all the games that I went through and broke down. And that's it. Please, this has been Jazzy Jeff. Real talk, no gimmicks. Bring you that real Falcons talk to real Falcons fans. And as always, Falcons Nation, please, we rise up. Catch me on Twitter, Jazzy Jeff Real T1. And I'm out this thing. Take care, y'all. Peace.